What happens when your world falls apart? When the person you trust most becomes the source of your greatest pain? Before we dive into the powerful journey of overcoming adversity with Clare Mitchell, a story that reflects the strength within all of us, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like so that more stories of resilience like this one can be told. The searing pain of betrayal, the cold of injustice, and the relentless shadow of illness. How many of us have found ourselves trapped in this web of suffering, with the feeling that the ground has opened up beneath our feet? The story of Clare Mitchell is not just an account of revenge. It is a mirror that reflects the anxieties, the fears, and the resilient strength that resides in each of us. A story that echoes the fragility of trust, the cruelty of manipulation, and the arduous journey toward healing and self-affirmation. Imagine yourself in Clare's place, fighting an invisible enemy that corrodes the body, while the person you love most, the pillar that should support you, stabs you in the back. The betrayal is not limited to adultery. It manifests in the form of theft, neglect, of a cold and calculated plan to usurp your life and your inheritance. Trust, once unshakable, shatters into 1,000 pieces, leaving behind a deep void and unbearable pain. Clare Mitchell's experience transcends fiction. It represents the reality of many women who, in moments of vulnerability, are exploited, silenced, and discarded. Women who, instead of receiving support and understanding, fall victim to psychological, financial, and emotional violence. Women who, even in the face of adversity, find the strength to rise again, to fight for justice, and to rebuild their lives. Clare's journey is a testament to the human ability to overcome obstacles, to transform pain into power, and to find the light at the end of the tunnel. It is a story that invites us to reflect on our own relationships, on the importance of self-preservation, and on the need to cultivate the inner strength that allows us to face life's challenges with courage and resilience. This is not a fairy tale with a happy ending. It is a raw and honest account of a woman who, when confronted with betrayal and illness, discovers her true strength. It is a story that teaches us that revenge is not the solution, but rather the pursuit of justice, healing, and self-affirmation. It is an invitation to connect with our own capacity for overcoming and to be inspired by the courage of Clare Mitchell. Prepare to embark on an emotionally intense journey that will challenge you to question your own beliefs and to rethink your attitudes toward money, love, and life. A journey that will show you that, even in the darkest moments, hope and resilience can flourish, transforming pain into a catalyst for personal growth and self-discovery. The story of Clare Mitchell is a reminder that true strength lies in our ability to rise again, to reinvent ourselves, and to become the best version of ourselves. Now, let's delve into the undercurrents that shaped Clare's view of money, unraveling the origins of her financial beliefs. It is crucial to recognize that the way we interact with money is not innate. Instead, it is an intricate mosaic of family experiences, cultural influences, and personal narratives that intertwine throughout our lives. Consider, for example, the subtle yet powerful impact of dinner table conversations during Clare's childhood. Perhaps her family valued frugality above all else, conveying the implicit message that money is a scarce resource, to be kept under lock and key. Or, conversely, perhaps ostentation and conspicuous consumption were the norm, creating an association between money and social status. These first impressions, even if unconscious, may have laid the foundation for a pattern of financial behavior that manifested later in her life. Furthermore, Clare's financial beliefs may have been influenced by specific events that marked her family history. Imagine that her parents faced significant financial difficulties during her childhood, such as the loss of a job or a failed investment. These experiences may have generated a deep fear of financial instability, leading Clare to adopt an overly cautious stance toward money, even in situations where a certain level of risk would be beneficial. It is also important to consider the role of culture in shaping Clare's financial beliefs. In many societies, money is seen as a taboo, a subject to be avoided in casual conversation. This lack of open dialogue about finances can lead to misinformation and the perpetuation of harmful financial myths. Or, on the other hand, culture may value financial success above all else, creating constant pressure to accumulate wealth and achieve a certain standard of living. Nevertheless, Clare's own personal experiences also shaped her view of money. Perhaps she worked hard to achieve her financial independence, learning to value every penny and to avoid unnecessary debt. Or, on the contrary, perhaps she fell into debt at some point in her life, experiencing the stress and anxiety that accompany a lack of financial control. These experiences, both positive and negative, may have reinforced or transformed her financial beliefs. On the other hand, Ethan's betrayal and the subsequent legal battle may have caused a radical change in how Clare views money. Before, she might have seen it as a means to achieve security and comfort. Now, she may recognize it as a tool of power, capable of providing independence, justice, and even revenge. Therefore, by understanding the origins of Clare's financial beliefs, we can begin to unravel the behavioral patterns that led her to trust Ethan and allow him to control her finances. It is an essential step for her to rebuild her financial life on more solid foundations, based on self-confidence, independence, and wisdom. Likewise, this analysis invites us to reflect on our own financial beliefs, questioning whether they serve or limit us, and empowering us to create a healthier and more prosperous relationship with money. Now, let's enter an even more delicate terrain, the deconstruction of deeply ingrained financial myths that may be silently sabotaging your progress. It is crucial to recognize that the financial landscape is fraught with conceptual traps, false premises that, if left unchallenged, can keep you stuck in a cycle of scarcity and limitation. One of the most pernicious myths is the belief that money is the root of all evil. The simplistic generalization ignores the complexity of the human relationship with money, attributing responsibility for acts of greed and corruption to a mere instrument. In contrast, money, when used with awareness and responsibility, can be a powerful tool for good, allowing you to invest in your dreams, support noble causes, and contribute to a more just and equitable world. Another common myth is the idea that you have to be born rich to prosper. This limiting belief ignores the history of countless entrepreneurs and investors who have built fortunes from scratch through hard work, perseverance, and financial intelligence. Although the starting point can influence the journey, it does not determine the final destination. Believing in your potential and investing in your personal and professional development are the pillars for achieving prosperity, regardless of your origin. Furthermore, the false dichotomy between saving and spending often prevents us from finding a healthy balance in our finances. Excessive saving, motivated by the fear of scarcity, can deprive us of enriching experiences and growth opportunities. On the other hand, impulsive spending, driven by the search for instant gratification, can lead us into debt and financial instability. The key lies in finding a balance where conscious saving is combined with intelligent spending, allowing you to enjoy the present while building a financially secure future. Moreover, the belief that investing is only for experts pushes many people away from the financial market, depriving them of the opportunity to multiply their wealth over time. Although it is important to seek knowledge and specialized guidance, investing does not have to be rocket science. There are numerous accessible and low-risk investment options that can be explored, even by those with no prior experience. The key is to start small, diversify your investments, and seek reliable information to make informed decisions. On the other hand, the belief that you have to work hard to earn money can prevent us from exploring new ways of generating income, such as entrepreneurship and passive investments. Although hard work is important, it is not the only path to prosperity. Financial intelligence, creativity, and the ability to identify opportunities can lead you to build a successful business or generate passive income through strategic investments, allowing you to work smarter, not just harder. Now, consider how this applies to Clare's situation. She may have internalized the belief that, because she was ill, she was incapable of managing her finances, delegating that responsibility to Ethan. By deconstructing this myth, Clare can regain control over her financial life and build a more secure and independent future. Therefore, Challenge the limiting beliefs that prevent you from prospering. Recognize that money is a powerful tool that can be used for good. Believe in your potential to achieve prosperity, regardless of your origin. Find a healthy balance between saving and spending. Explore the world of investments and seek new ways to generate income. By deconstructing these myths, you will be opening the doors to a new financial reality, where abundance and prosperity become a palpable reality. Now, let's turn our gaze away from false premises and focus on action, on the movement that transforms mindset into tangible reality. It is not enough to debunk limiting beliefs. It is imperative to cultivate fertile ground for financial growth through simple yet powerful practices that resonate with your inner truth. Consider, for example, gratitude, an underestimated catalyst on the journey to abundance. Instead of focusing on what you lack, direct your attention to the blessings present in your life, however small they may seem. Create a gratitude journal where you daily record the things for which you feel grateful, from the comfort of your home to the joy of an unexpected smile. By recognizing the abundance that already exists in your life, you open the doors for more abundance to flow your way. After all, the energy you emanate is the energy you attract. Additionally, the practice of creative visualization can be a powerful tool for reprogramming your subconscious mind and attracting the financial results you desire. Imagine yourself living the life of your dreams, with abundant resources to carry out your projects and enjoy unforgettable moments. Visualize yourself making wise and responsible financial decisions, investing in your future, and contributing to the well-being of your community. By practicing visualization regularly, you are sending a clear message to the universe that you are ready to receive the abundance it has to offer. Another crucial step is the development of self-compassion. Often, we are our own worst critics, blaming ourselves for past financial mistakes and punishing ourselves for not achieving our goals. However, constant self-criticism undermines our self-confidence and prevents us from moving forward. Instead of torturing yourself for your mistakes, practice self-compassion. Recognize that you are human and that we all make mistakes. Learn from your experiences and use them as a springboard for growth. Remember that you deserve to be happy and prosperous, regardless of your past mistakes. On the other hand, financial organization is a fundamental pillar for building a healthy relationship with money. Start by creating a detailed budget where you record all your income and expenses. Analyze your spending and identify areas where you can save. Set clear and realistic financial goals, such as paying off debts, investing in your education, or buying the house of your dreams. By having a clear vision of your finances, you will be in control of your financial life, and not the other way around. Furthermore, the pursuit of financial knowledge is an investment that yields long-term rewards. Read books, articles, and blogs about personal finance. Take courses and workshops on investing. Seek the guidance of a qualified financial advisor. The more you learn about money, the more confident and capable you become in making wise and responsible financial decisions. Remember that knowledge is power, and financial power is within your reach now. Think about how these practices might have helped Clare get back on her feet after Ethan's betrayal. Instead of drowning in bitterness and resentment, she could have used gratitude to recognize the blessings that still remained in her life, such as the support of her family and friends. Creative visualization could have helped her rebuild her self-image and imagine herself living a prosperous and happy life. Self-compassion could have prevented her from blaming herself for Ethan's betrayal, helping her to move forward with more ease. Financial organization and the pursuit of financial knowledge could have empowered her to regain control over her finances and build a financially secure future. Therefore, embrace these simple yet powerful practices and observe the transformation they can generate in your financial life. Remember that the journey to abundance is a marathon, not a sprint. Be patient, persistent, and compassionate with yourself. Believe in your potential and celebrate every small victory along the way. Abundance is within your reach as long as you are willing to cultivate it in your heart and in your actions. After all, prosperity is a state of mind that manifests in all areas of your life. Now, let's move away from immediate tactics for improving the financial psyche and focus on forging a new identity, that of someone who not only handles money, but attracts and manages it with mastery. Genuine transformation transcends the mere accumulation of wealth. It lies in the internal metamorphosis, in the redefinition of who you believe you are in relation to the universe of finance. However, before venturing into the construction of this new persona, it is crucial to confront the shadows of the past. Clare, for example, may carry with her the mark of the victim, the shadow of the betrayed and exploited woman. This narrative, while understandable, can trap her in a cycle of powerlessness, preventing her from embracing her true potential. To free herself from this burden, she needs to reframe her story, recognizing her strength, her resilience, and her ability to overcome adversity. Her revenge is not about punishing Ethan, but about her own liberation, her rise as an independent and financially empowered woman. Building on this, however, Clare's new identity must be intrinsically linked to her life's purpose. Prosperity should not be an end in itself, but rather a means to achieve her goals, to realize her dreams, and to contribute to the well-being of society. Imagine that Clare decides to use her experience to help other women who have been victims of financial violence. She could create a non-profit organization, offer free financial consulting, or write a book to share her story and inspire others to rise again. By aligning her prosperity with her purpose, Clare will be giving new meaning to her life and attracting even more abundance her way. Another crucial aspect of this metamorphosis is the development of emotional intelligence in relation to money. Often, our financial decisions are motivated by emotions such as fear, greed, or insecurity. Learning to recognize and manage these emotions is fundamental to making more rational and strategic decisions. Clare, for example, may have acted impulsively in some situations, motivated by anger or the need to get revenge on Ethan. By developing her emotional intelligence, she can make more considered decisions based on her values and her long-term goals. On the other hand, ethics and integrity must be the pillars of Clare's new financial identity. The pursuit of prosperity cannot justify dishonest or harmful attitudes towards third parties. Clare must commit to acting with honesty and transparency in all her financial transactions, avoiding illegal or immoral practices. By cultivating a reputation for integrity, she will be building a solid foundation for her financial success and attracting the trust of partners and clients. Now, consider how this applies when you face difficult financial decisions. Ask yourself if your choice is aligned with your values and your life's purpose. Analyze your emotions and avoid acting impulsively. Seek reliable information and make considered decisions. Remember that your financial identity is a reflection of who you are as a person. By cultivating your integrity, your emotional intelligence, and your life's purpose, you will be building a solid foundation for lasting prosperity. Abundance is not just a matter of money. It is a state of being that manifests in all areas of your life. On the other hand, reprogramming your financial mindset requires a deep dive into your subconscious, the stage where the financial scripts of your life are played out. Visualize your mind as a fertile garden where seeds of beliefs, both nourishing and toxic, have been planted over the years. Now, the task is to discern the weeds from the flowers, removing limiting beliefs and cultivating thoughts that foster prosperity. In this sense, self-hypnosis emerges as a powerful tool to access and reshape your subconscious. By inducing a state of deep relaxation, you open a window to your mind, allowing positive suggestions to take root more easily. Imagine yourself repeating empowering financial affirmations, such as "I deserve abundance" or "I am capable of generating wealth," while visualizing scenes of financial success. The constant repetition of these positive messages, combined with vivid visualization, can reprogram your limiting beliefs and strengthen your self-confidence. Furthermore, the technique of emotional freedom techniques, or tapping, offers an effective way to release negative emotions associated with money. By gently tapping on specific points on your body while focusing on a specific financial problem, you can release emotional blockages and reduce stress. Imagine yourself tapping on the karate chop point while repeating, "Even though I am afraid of losing money, I love and accept myself deeply." The combination of physical touch with the verbalization of the problem can help release the emotional charge and promote a sense of calm and clarity. Similarly, the practice of mindfulness meditation can be a valuable tool for cultivating mindfulness in relation to your money. By observing your thoughts and emotions without judgment, you can become more aware of your financial behavior patterns and avoid impulsive decisions. Imagine yourself sitting in silence, observing your thoughts about money as if they were passing clouds. By distancing yourself from your thoughts, you can make more rational decisions that are aligned with your long-term goals. Another important aspect of mental reprogramming is the creation of a financial dream board. Gather images, phrases, and symbols that represent your financial goals and create a visual panel that inspires and motivates you. Imagine yourself looking at your dream board every day, feeling the emotion of already having achieved your goals. The constant visualization of your dreams can strengthen your belief in your ability to achieve them and attract the necessary opportunities to make them a reality. On the other hand, consistency and patience are fundamental in this reprogramming process. Do not expect results overnight. It takes time to deconstruct limiting beliefs and build new positive associations with money. Be kind to yourself, celebrate every small victory, and do not give up in the face of challenges. Believe in your power of transformation and persist on your journey towards abundance. Now, consider how these mental reprogramming techniques could be applied to Clare's situation. She could use self-hypnosis to strengthen her self-confidence and believe in her ability to rebuild her financial life. Tapping could help her release the negative emotions associated with Ethan's betrayal and the theft of her money. Mindfulness meditation could empower her to make more rational and strategic financial decisions. The dream board could inspire her to visualize a prosperous and abundant future. By embracing these mental reprogramming tools, Clare would be paving the way for a new financial reality where abundance and prosperity become her new norm. Remember that the key lies in persistence, consistency, and an unwavering belief in your power of transformation. Entering, then, the sphere of emotional consolidation and continuous financial evolution, there is an urgent need for a lasting commitment to your new mental architecture. The momentary epiphany is not enough. It is essential to solidify the new neural connections through constant practice and vigilant attention against the return of obsolete thought patterns. Similar to the maintenance of a lush garden, your financial psyche requires daily attention and continuous care. Introduce, therefore, a morning ritual of positive affirmations and creative visualizations, dedicating a few minutes to reinforcing your beliefs of abundance and projecting your image of prosperity. Just as an athlete who trains incessantly to improve their performance, you must exercise your mind to strengthen your ability to attract and manage money. On the other hand, the constant monitoring of your thoughts and emotions is crucial to identify and neutralize the triggers that can set off negative financial behavior patterns. Like a lighthouse that guides ships in the darkness, your consciousness must always be alert to detect the warning signs that indicate the return of limiting beliefs. By identifying these triggers, you can intervene proactively, replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations and redirecting your actions towards the path of prosperity. By way of illustration, consider the analogy of the sculptor who, with patience and precision, transforms a block of raw marble into a sublime work of art. In the same way, you must dedicate yourself to sculpting your financial mindset, removing imperfections and enhancing your qualities. This process requires time, effort, and, above all, an unwavering commitment to your personal growth. In addition, the search for mentors and role models can be an invaluable source of inspiration and guidance. Look for people you admire for their financial intelligence, their integrity, and their success. Study their strategies, learn from their mistakes, and model their behavior. Just as an apprentice who follows the master's steps, you can accelerate your learning process and achieve extraordinary results. Furthermore, the celebration of small victories is fundamental to maintaining your motivation and strengthening your self-confidence. Just as a gardener who rejoices at the blooming of each flower, you must recognize and celebrate every step you take towards your prosperity, every debt paid, every successful investment, Every goal achieved is a reason to celebrate and reinforce your belief in your ability to achieve your goals. Now, consider how this applies when you are faced with a financial setback. Instead of despairing and blaming yourself, remember that challenges are opportunities for learning and growth. Analyze the situation, identify your mistakes, and use them as a springboard for future success. Just as a navigator who adjusts the sails in a storm, you must adapt to the circumstances and move forward with resilience and determination. Thus, by embracing this lasting commitment to your financial evolution, you will be building a solid foundation for a life of abundance, prosperity, and fulfillment. Remember that your journey is unique and personal, and that success is not a destination, but a path. Enjoy the journey, celebrate your achievements, and never lose sight of your ultimate goal, a life of financial freedom and purpose. After all, true wealth lies in your ability to live a full and meaningful life, aligned with your values and your dreams. Now, moving away from mere maintenance, let's focus on what it truly means to solidify this new financial identity, transforming it into a shield against life's storms and a catalyst for continuous growth. It is crucial to understand that this journey is not linear, but rather a constant cycle of learning, adaptation, and renewal. Instead of viewing financial management as an arduous and restrictive task, why not visualize it as an art form, an elegant dance between your values, your goals, and your resources? Just as an artist who experiments with different techniques and materials to create a masterpiece, you can explore various financial strategies to find those that best suit your lifestyle and your personality. Experiment with different types of investments, explore new sources of income, and challenge yourself to surpass your own limits. Remember that creativity is an essential ingredient for financial success. Furthermore, emotional resilience becomes an indispensable tool in the face of the inevitable twists and turns of the financial market. Like a bamboo that bends in the wind but does not break, you must cultivate the ability to adapt to changes and to learn from your mistakes. Do not be shaken by market fluctuations, economic crises, or life's unforeseen events. Keep calm, trust in your knowledge, and move forward with determination. Remember that perseverance is the key to achieving your long-term financial goals. On the other hand, generosity and philanthropy can be surprising sources of prosperity. By sharing your resources with those in need, you are creating a virtuous cycle of abundance. Do not limit yourself to donating money. Offer your time, your talent, and your experience to help others. By contributing to the well-being of your community, you will be attracting even more blessings into your life. Remember that true wealth lies in your ability to make a difference in the world. In addition, the constant pursuit of knowledge and continuous updating are crucial to staying ahead in the dynamic world of finance. Just as a doctor who keeps up with advances in medicine, you must stay informed about the latest market trends, new technologies, and investment opportunities. Participate in courses, read books, follow blogs, and talk to experts. Remember that knowledge is power, and financial power is within your reach. In contrast, mentorship and mutual support can be fundamental to strengthening your journey. Find or create a group of people with the same financial goals as you and share your experiences, your challenges, and your successes. Exchange ideas, offer advice, and encourage one another. Remember that you are not alone on this journey. Together, you can achieve extraordinary results. Now, consider how this applies when you feel demotivated or overwhelmed with your finances. Instead of surrendering to discouragement, seek inspiration from other people who have overcome similar challenges. Connect with your community, seek support, and remember your purpose. Remember that your journey is unique and valuable, and that you have the strength and ability to achieve your dreams. By embracing resilience, creativity, generosity, and continuous knowledge, you will be transforming your relationship with money and building a life of abundance and prosperity. Remember that true wealth lies in your ability to live a full and meaningful life, aligned with your values and your dreams. Now entering an even more subtle domain of financial transformation, let's explore the alchemy of reframing. This is not just about accumulating or managing resources, but about transcending the utilitarian view of money. elevating it to a symbol of deeper values and a legacy you wish to perpetuate. Contrary to the relentless pursuit of profits, which often blinds us to the impact of our actions, reframing proposes a lens through which money becomes an instrument of social transformation, a vector of positive change in the world. Imagine, for example, an artisan who, instead of simply seeking the greatest possible profit from their pieces, decides to use sustainable materials, value the work of their collaborators, and donate part of their earnings to social projects in their community. In this case, money ceases to be an end in itself and becomes a means to express their values and contribute to a more just and equitable world. Instead of worrying only about the financial return of your investments, consider the social and environmental impact of your choices. Choose to invest in companies that care about sustainability, that respect human rights, and that promote equality. By directing your resources to projects that are aligned with your values, you will be contributing to a more prosperous and just future for all. A well-known entrepreneur in the food industry, for example, redirected a considerable part of her investments to startups that develop technologies to combat food waste, demonstrating that it is possible to combine profitability and social responsibility. Furthermore, the reframing of money also involves how to use it to nurture your relationships and strengthen your family ties. Instead of worrying only about the inheritance you will leave for your children, focus on transmitting values such as generosity, responsibility, and gratitude. Share your experiences, teach them about personal finance, and encourage them to pursue their dreams. By investing in your children's development, you will be building a legacy much more valuable than any amount of money. A traditional family from the interior of Minas Gerais, known for its financial solidity, created an educational fund for all its members, ensuring that future generations have access to quality education, regardless of their financial conditions. From another perspective, reframing money can boost your own journey of self-knowledge and personal growth. Use your resources to invest in your education, your health, and your well-being. Take courses, participate in workshops, travel, explore new hobbies, and cultivate your relationships. By investing in yourself, you will be expanding your horizons, discovering new talents, and living a fuller and more meaningful life. A renowned psychologist, after years of dedication to her profession, decided to use part of her savings to fulfill an old dream, to take a cooking course in Italy, demonstrating that money can be an instrument for personal fulfillment and the pursuit of happiness. Therefore, by reframing money, you will be transforming your relationship with it, elevating it to a symbol of your values, your dreams, and your legacy. Remember that true wealth lies in your ability to live a full and meaningful life, aligned with your purpose and with your heart. By using money as an instrument of social transformation, of strengthening your relationships, of investing in yourself, and of seeking happiness, you will be building a more prosperous and just future for yourself and for future generations. May the journey be one of constant learning and reframing. Now, let's delve into a crucial aspect for solidifying this new financial reality: cultivating self-confidence. Through the celebration of small victories, we often focus on the big goals, the ambitious targets, forgetting to recognize and value the gradual progress that gets us there. It's like admiring only the mountaintop, ignoring the beauty of the trail and the challenges overcome at every step. Instead of constantly comparing yourself to others, which inevitably undermines self-esteem, focus on your own journey. Every small achievement, however minor it may seem, represents a significant advance and deserves to be celebrated. Did you pay off a debt? Did you reduce your spending by a certain percentage? Did you manage to save an extra amount this month? Congratulations. Acknowledge your effort. Reward yourself consciously and use this victory as fuel to move forward. After all, self-confidence is fed by the recognition of one's own value and the belief in the ability to overcome obstacles. Furthermore, it is essential to learn to deal with mistakes and setbacks constructively. Things will not always go as planned, and inevitably, you will make mistakes along the way. Instead of blaming and despairing, view these situations as learning opportunities. Analyze what went wrong, identify the lessons learned, and use this experience to make smarter decisions in the future. Remember that failure does not define you, but rather how you react to it. On the other hand, the development of a solid support system can be an important differential for maintaining motivation and self-confidence. Surround yourself with positive people who believe in your potential and who encourage you to pursue your dreams. Share your achievements, your challenges, and your doubts with your friends, family, or colleagues. The support and encouragement of others can make all the difference in times of difficulty. A recent survey by the Getulio Vargas Foundation revealed that people with strong support networks tend to be more resilient and to achieve their goals more easily. Add to this the importance of setting realistic and achievable goals. It is essential to have ambitious goals, but it is equally important that they are realistic and aligned with your capabilities and resources. Setting unattainable goals can generate frustration and undermine self-confidence. Start with small steps, celebrate each achievement, and gradually increase the level of difficulty. Remember that the journey is as important as the destination. Analogous to the work of a craftsman who polishes a raw gem until its inner beauty is revealed, you must dedicate yourself to honing your financial talents and skills. Identify your strengths, invest in your personal and professional development, and seek opportunities to put your knowledge into practice. The more you improve, the more confident you become in your ability to achieve your financial goals. Now, imagine how this approach applies to a specific situation. You decide to start investing, but are afraid of losing money. Instead of being paralyzed by fear, start with small investments in low-risk products and gradually learn about the financial market. With each successful investment, your self-confidence increases, and you feel more comfortable exploring new opportunities. Remember that the journey to financial independence is a marathon, not a sprint. By celebrating every small victory, learning from mistakes, and surrounding yourself with positive people, you will be building a solid foundation for lasting success and self-confidence. Now, transcending mere individual celebration, let's explore the dimension of social responsibility as a catalyst for lasting prosperity. After all, true wealth is not measured only in material goods, but in the ability to generate a positive impact on society and to contribute to a more just and equitable world. Instead of limiting yourself to one-off philanthropic actions, consider the possibility of integrating social responsibility into your business model. Analyze how your activities can generate benefits for the community, the environment, and your collaborators. Opt for sustainable practices, value diversity and inclusion, and promote social development in your area of operation. A famous Brazilian coffee shop chain, for example, adopts the fair trade system with its coffee suppliers, ensuring fairer prices and better working conditions for small producers. This attitude not only benefits the local community, but also strengthens the company's image and attracts conscious consumers. Furthermore, financial education emerges as a powerful instrument of social transformation. Share your knowledge and your experience with other people, especially with those who have less access to information and opportunities. Offer free courses, workshops, or mentoring to help people make smarter financial decisions and build a more prosperous future. A group of young university students from Sao Paulo, for example, created a social project that offers financial education classes to residents of underprivileged communities, teaching them about budgeting, saving, and investing. This initiative not only empowers people, but also contributes to reducing social inequality. Another point to consider is impact investing. Instead of investing only in companies that aim for maximum profit, direct your resources to projects that generate a positive social and environmental impact. Invest in social businesses, in companies that develop clean technologies, or in projects that promote social inclusion. A conscious investor from Rio Grande do Sul, for example, invests in solar energy projects in rural communities, generating clean energy and creating jobs for the local population. This attitude not only contributes to sustainable development, but also generates an interesting financial return in the long term. In addition, transparency and ethics must be the pillars of your financial actions. Be honest and transparent in all your negotiations. Avoid illegal or immoral practices, and strictly comply with your tax obligations. A civil construction company from Minas Gerais, for example, adopts a strict code of ethics and invests in compliance programs to ensure the integrity of its operations. This attitude not only strengthens the company's reputation, but also attracts investors and partners who share the same values. Now, reflect on how you can apply these principles in your life. What actions can you take to integrate social responsibility into your business model, to promote financial education in your community, to invest in impact projects, and to ensure transparency and ethics in your financial actions? Remember that lasting prosperity is not built only with material goods, but with the ability to generate a positive impact on society and to contribute to a more just and equitable world. By embracing social responsibility as a fundamental value, you will be building a legacy that transcends generations and inspiring other people to follow the same path. Now, moving away from mere philanthropy and embracing a broader spectrum, let's explore contextual intelligence, the ability to align your financial decisions with the nuances of your personal reality and the global landscape. Prosperity, after all, does not reside in a vacuum but flourishes in symbiosis with the surrounding environment. Unlike the application of generic formulas, contextual intelligence requires a shrewd analysis of your financial ecosystem. What kind of skills and resources do you possess? What are your passions and innate talents? What urgent needs can be met in your social or professional circle? By identifying this intersection between your gifts and the world's demands, you discover unique opportunities to generate value and, consequently, prosperity. Think, for example, of a music teacher who, upon realizing the lack of cultural activities in their community, creates a social project offering free classes to underprivileged children. This initiative not only benefits the community, but also strengthens the teacher's reputation and attracts new paying students, generating a virtuous cycle of prosperity. Furthermore, contextual intelligence implies an acute awareness of macroeconomic and geopolitical trends. What sectors of the economy are on the rise? What are the challenges and opportunities presented on the global stage? By anticipating changes and adapting your financial strategies, you can protect yourself against risks and seize the opportunities that arise. Imagine an investor who, predicting the growth of the renewable energy market, decides to invest in companies in the sector. This decision, based on a careful analysis of global trends, can generate significant long-term returns. On the other hand, contextual intelligence requires mental flexibility to abandon obsolete beliefs and practices. What worked in the past may not work in the future. You need to be open to new ideas, new technologies, and new ways of doing business. A traditional company in the textile sector, for example, that refuses to adapt to new technologies and changes in consumer preferences, runs the risk of losing competitiveness and going into decline. Contextual intelligence, in this case, implies the ability to reinvent oneself and to adapt to new market demands. Add to this the importance of connecting with your intuition. In addition to rational analysis and data collection, it is essential to listen to your inner voice, your intuition. Often, intuition can provide valuable insights that escape logical analysis. Trust your instincts, follow your intuition, and make decisions aligned with your heart. A successful entrepreneur, for example, claims that many of his best decisions were based on his intuition, on an inexplicable feeling that he was on the right path. Now, consider how contextual intelligence can influence your daily financial decisions. Instead of following the advice of financial gurus or investing in products you don't understand, take the time to analyze your personal situation, market trends, and the opportunities that present themselves. Trust your intuition, be flexible, and be open to new ideas. Remember that prosperity is not a destination, but a journey of continuous learning and adaptation. By developing your contextual intelligence, you will be building a solid foundation for long-term financial success and for a life of abundance and fulfillment. Contemplating the tapestry that we have meticulously woven, a deeper understanding emerges of how the colors of belief, action, and identity intertwine to form the landscape of our financial reality. It is not merely about identifying loose threads or correcting knots, but about reimagining the design itself, giving it a new texture, a new resonance. Like a river that, upon encountering obstacles, does not turn back, but bypasses, adapts, and continues towards the ocean, so do our financial journey requires flexibility, resilience, and an unwavering faith in our ability to prosper. As we internalize the notion that money is, above all, a reflection of our inner world, we understand the importance of cultivating a constant dialogue with our emotions, of questioning the narratives that limit us, and of embracing a broader and more generous vision of abundance. It is not about accumulating wealth to show off, but about building a legacy that transcends our own existence, about leaving a positive mark on the world, and about inspiring other people to tread their own path towards prosperity. Observing the myriad of possibilities that unfold before us, we realize that the key to financial transformation lies in our ability to reinvent ourselves, to adapt to changes, and to embrace our uniqueness. There is no magic formula or shortcut to success. Each of us must tread our own path, guided by our intuition, our values, and our life's purpose. Reflecting on this journey so far, it becomes evident that prosperity is not a destination, but a continuous journey of learning, growth, and evolution. It is not about reaching a certain financial level and settling down, but about constantly challenging yourself, expanding your horizons, and seeking new ways to generate value for yourself and for others. Like a sunflower that follows the movement of the sun, so too our financial mindset must remain open and receptive to the new opportunities that arise along the way. Thus, like experienced sailors who sight the coast after a long voyage, we prepare to anchor in the port of conclusion. May the reflections we have shared so far serve as a compass to guide your financial decisions and as a beacon to illuminate your path towards a life of abundance, prosperity, and fulfillment. May the journey continue with courage, with faith, and with the certainty that you are capable of achieving all your dreams. And so, we arrive at the edge of a new horizon, not as one who reaches an end, but as one who prepares for a new beginning. The journey we have trodden together, unraveling the labyrinths of the mind and the stratagems of the market, does not end here. On the contrary, it transforms, like the chrysalis that breaks free into a butterfly, taking flight towards vaster and more luminous skies. True wealth, like a rare flower that blooms in the midst of the desert, is not found in the mere accumulation of material goods, but in the wisdom of cultivating a harmonious relationship with money, of using it as a tool to build a more just and equitable world, of expressing our deepest values, and of nurturing the bonds that unite us. It is a journey of self-knowledge, of detachment, and of generosity, where prosperity manifests as a state of mind, as a symphony of abundance that resonates in all areas of our lives. Therefore, may the lessons learned throughout this journey serve as a beacon to illuminate your path, as a compass to guide your decisions, and as a shield to protect you from the storms that will inevitably rise. Always remember that you possess the strength, resilience, and intelligence necessary to overcome any obstacle and to achieve all your dreams. Believe in yourself, trust your intuition, and move forward with courage and determination. And now, let the real practice begin. May every financial choice you make from this moment on be a reflection of your values, your dreams, and the legacy you wish to leave for the world. May abundance be your constant companion, and may prosperity manifest in all areas of your life. May the light of wisdom illuminate your path, and may the strength of your heart guide you towards a future of peace, joy, and fulfillment. The journey is yours, the future is in your hands, and abundance awaits your permission to flourish. If this journey of resilience and financial transformation has inspired you, please leave a like so this message of strength and hope can reach more people. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our future reflections, and share this video with someone who needs to be reminded of their power to rewrite their own story. Until next time.